Welcome to the Data Future channel. I am Shekhar Babar and I am a data scientist. So today we are going to see the topic on deep learning. So in earlier sessions we have seen what we mean by machine learning and artificial intelligence. Now in this session we will see the deep learning. So already been discussed that the machine learning and the deep learning are the subfields of artificial intelligence. So here the deep learning is subset of machine learning and machine learning is the subset of artificial intelligence. So this whole field is considered as artificial intelligence, and its two subparts are machine learning and the deep learning. So let us start with the deep learning. Basically, a deep learning is the machine learning technique. A deep learning is a machine learning technique, which is inspired by the way a human brain filters the information, which is inspired by the way the human brain filters the information and which come out with the particular decision. Okay, now whenever we say it's a deep learning, it is nothing but a neural network. So, and this formation of neural network is inspired by the human brain, and this is inspired by the human brain. So this neural network is also called as artificial neural network. Okay, now in human brain there are number of billions of neurons are interconnected, and each neuron receives the signal, processes that signal, and pass this information to the other neuron. Like this, the filtration of information takes place across the neurons, and that information is passes into our brain, and after this we can come out with a particular decision. Okay, the same way this artificial neural network works. Okay, so it's neurons, and these are interconnected. Yes, and there are in artificial neural network it's a multi-neural network. We can say it's a multi-neural network architecture consists of large number of parameters and layers. It's a large number of parameters and layers, and it's very complicated to understand too. Okay, so yes, uh, by using this technique it helps the computer to filter the data through different layers. Now how this neural network works. Basically there are three layers. One is input layer, second one is hidden layer, and output layer. Now in input layer, which depends upon the number of dimensions, or in simple language we can say number of features, or in simple language it is called as variables. So the number of neurons present in a input layer, it depends upon number of dimensions or variables. Now there is a hidden layer, and in that hidden layer the number of neurons present in this hidden layer are arbitrary, so it depends upon the type of problem it is. Okay, so there may be a possibility of number of layers present in the hidden layer itself, and each and every neuron is interconnected. Okay, and finally we are having a output layer, is depends upon a type of class, different types of the class. If there are two classes, then there are two neurons. Okay, but these are all neurons are interconnected like this. Okay, and every time when they are connected, they passes the information. And what happens inside this hidden layer is just like a black box, because what happens there we cannot explain basically, but this is called as a black box, where the filtration of information is takes place, and finally we come out with a decision, whether to go for this is the output or this as output. It depends, and these are the input variables, so we come out with the decision. Okay, now the input layers, hidden layers, and the output layers, there are neurons, and each neurons carries the information. That information is filters in every layer and come out with a particular decision. Okay, uh, it works like the same how the neurons in the human brain passes the information. Okay, but this architecture is called as network artificial neural network. Okay, this topic is somewhat complicated. There are different types of the neural networks are there. One is a convolution neural network, recurrent neural network, a recursive neural network is there. In next session we are going to see what these different types of the neural networks and how it works. So for this particular session we need to understand how the deep learning works. The deep learning is based on the uh, how the neurons in the human brain passes the information, and while passing the information it extracts the feature. It extracts the feature means every time it come out with a certain insights, we can say. and we have to see what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. So why we have to go for the deep learning? Because the machine learning already we have seen, and why to go for the deep learning? Yes, now first concept is what the deep learning is subset of machine learning. Yes, when the data is small and data is in simple format, or we can say for structured data, in that case the machine learning will give you a best results. But nowadays there is the data which is available for the processing purpose is having a, a large amount of data, and that data is maybe a structured, unstructured and semi-structured. So to process this data we need a deep learning. Yes, machine learning can be used for the simple problems, for the prediction purpose, if there is less number of dimensions or the features are there. But deep learning can be used for the complex problems. In machine learning we have to manually extract the feature. There is no way for the automatic feature extraction, so we need to figure out what are the important features are there. Okay, but in deep learning there is a automatic feature extraction takes place. The algorithms are designed itself which extracts the feature automatically. Yes, in machine learning a less training time is required to model, and there is a high testing time. But in deep learning, because there are number of layers, input, hidden layers and output layer, so training time required is very high and testing time is very less. Yeah, as far as the performance is concerned, this machine learning is good for smaller data, simple data and the simple problems. But if you want to increase the complexity, then the performance of the machine learning decreases. For the deep learning, it is good performance for complex problems. But with this good performance, we are one more drawback is there. We need high level hardware, the memories, RAM or the computation. So the high computation cost is there for the deep learning, and here is we required low computation cost because we are handling a simpler data and smaller data. So if you want to go for the complex, then data or the large amount of data, we can use this deep learning. Okay, we cannot use deep learning for the simpler data because the computational cost is very high, so that we can go for the machine learning. Okay, so yes, we can say it's a deep learning is the subset of machine learning, but it's an advanced technique, machine learning technique we can say. Okay, so that's all from my side today. So thank you.